My husband called me paranoid for years until found the hidden phone. I used to think the worst thing someone could call you in a marriage was a cheater. Turns out it's paranoid, because once people decide you're paranoid, nothing you say matters anymore. Not the screenshots. Not the late nights. Not the gut feeling that keeps you awake at 3 a.m. Just you being crazy. That's what my husband Mark told everyone I was. It started small. Mark began guarding his phone like it contained nuclear codes. He used to leave it on the kitchen counter, unlocked, buzzing nonstop. Suddenly, it was always face down. Always on silent. Always in his pocket, even in the shower. When I asked why, he laughed. "You watch too much TikTok," he said. Not every man cheating has a secret phone. That sentence would haunt me later. Then came the schedule changes. "Work's been crazy," he said, coming home later and later. "Stop interrogating me," he snapped when I asked where he was. The first time I checked his location, it showed him at a bar across town. When I confronted him, he smiled. "That app glitches all the time," he said calmly. "You really need help." That was the first time he used that word. Help. Soon everyone was using it. His sister pulled me aside at a family dinner and whispered, "Mark says you've been really stressed lately." My own mother asked if I'd considered therapy. Even our friends joked about it. "Here comes the FBI," they laughed whenever I asked Mark a question. And every time Mark would squeeze my hand and say, "See, you do this to yourself," I started doubting my own memory. The gaslighting worked. I stopped asking questions. I stopped checking locations. I apologized for things I didn't do, until one night something small broke everything. Mark asked me to grab his gym bag from the trunk. As I lifted it, I heard a vibration. Not a phone call. Not a text. A notification buzz. I froze. Mark's phone was in his hand inside the house. Slowly, I unzipped the side pocket. Inside was a phone. A second phone. My hands were shaking so badly I nearly dropped it. It was locked, but the screen lit up again. A message preview appeared. "Can't wait to see you tonight." Same place. No name, just a heart. When I walked inside holding it, Mark's face drained of color so fast I thought he might faint. "What is that?" I asked quietly. He stared at the floor. Then he sighed. "You're invading my privacy again." That was his first instinct. Not denial. Not explanation. Blame. He said it was a work phone. Then he said it was nothing serious. Then he said I was making a big deal out of nothing. So I did something I'd never done before. I turned it on. The passcode was our anniversary. There were hundreds of messages. Photos I had never seen him take. Hotel confirmations. Voice notes. And one contact saved as Peace. Peace was a woman named Lauren. Lauren knew everything about me. She knew when I was at work. She knew when I was visiting my mom. She even knew about the nights I cried because Mark said I was too much. Because he told her. He sent screenshots of my texts. Captioned with, "Here she goes again." When I asked how long it had been going on, Mark finally snapped. "This is why I didn't tell you," he yelled. "You're impossible to talk to." Impossible. That's what he called me after 3 years of lying. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I did something better. I waited. For weeks I acted normal. I cooked. I smiled. I apologized. While secretly forwarding everything from that phone to myself. Messages. Photos. Audio. Including one voice note where Lauren laughed and said, "She actually believes you're working late?" That's embarrassing. Mark's family had a barbecue coming up. Everyone would be there, including the sister who told me to get help. So I brought my own help. After dinner, when everyone was sitting around laughing, I stood up. "I just want to clear something up," I said. Mark smiled nervously. "I've been called paranoid for a long time," I continued. "So I thought I'd let everyone decide for themselves." Then I connected my phone to the speaker and pressed play. Mark's voice filled the backyard. Laughing. Mocking. Calling me crazy. Lauren's voice followed. The silence afterward was so loud it hurt. His mother started crying. His sister stood frozen. Mark didn't say a word. I didn't yell. I just said, "I filed for divorce this morning." Then I walked out. Here's the funny part. After everything, Mark still told people I overreacted. But no one listened anymore. Because once the paranoid woman turns out to be right, the truth gets very loud.